Is this not the most idyllic spot we've ever parked on? So I love following people randomly to see where we end up. Did you know that there is a city actually called Batman? You can see how big the city of Van is. Wow, that's all I've got to say. We're Marion and Chris. In 2018, we quit the 9-to-5 and bought Trudy, our camper van.
We are currently on an adventure to drive the circumference of the world.
You join us as we explore the east of Turkey.
With mystical lands, adventurous train rides, great wild camping spots, and interesting characters.
So we've woken up here on Lake Van. Let me just show you where we stayed. So that is the city of Van that we drove through yesterday. We're on this little bit of waste ground with nice views over the lake. Lake Van is the largest lake in the Eastern Anatolian region. It's a beautiful blue sky. Doesn't take long to find the local dog.
Oh, you are well fed, aren't you?
Yeah, you definitely don't look like you're hungry.
Love you.
Wow, so we just wandered a little bit further down. This is stunning. The water's lovely and calm this morning. You can see in the background the fortress here in Van, which is where we're going to be heading to after here. Parked up where we were, what didn't look the most attractive place to park up, but walking down here this morning, this is lovely. Apparently, looking online, the water of Lake Van has high salinity, which means that it doesn't really freeze as often as you would think it would, bearing in mind we're high up here in the east of Turkey, and it gets really cold here in the winter. We're just chatting to these guys on the pier. This gentleman's got 6 children.
6 erkek, 4 kız.
6 boys, 4 girls.
You? You got 10? 10? Thank you very much. Görüşürüz. Oh, these guys, everybody, honestly, everybody in Turkey is just amazingly lovely, amazingly kind.
He even said, if you stay here, I want to take you home, you can come and stay at my house. I have a bed, you don't have to sleep in a van. And we're like, but it's okay, thank you so much. He's so kind.
You see, it's just so nice traveling.
People are wonderful.
You know, if people say don't come down to the east of Turkey, look how nice that is. It's just super friendly. So we just crossed over to see what's the other side of this wall. Look at that for a view. So this mountain that you can see in the background with snow is called Tenderik Magi, and we actually drove yesterday down through here. This is the volcanic bed that we drove past, and then we drove round Van City here, and I think it's time to go and have a look at the castle. We're just leaving to go to the castle, and we've spotted water. Let's go and have a quick look at the water pressure. Does it work? It looks like it should. Yes. So we're just arriving. You can see the castle there, massive walls, and I think the entrance is over the other side. Okay, so we've arrived around at the entrance. So entrance into the castle is 1250 TL, and it says here that the first settlement around the Van Fortress was established 5,000 years ago.
Also, this site was added to the World Heritage Site list in 2016.
I'm excited. So as you come in, there's this funky little bridge over the little river here. The big Van sign to take your pictures, and we're heading up to the top of the hill. Wow, what a view of the city of Van. You can see for miles. I'm amazed how blue the water is over there. That's where we parked up at the end of that long jetty thing going out. And here's a view. You can see how big the city of Van is. Call to prayer going off in the distance, and we've just arrived at the entrance to the fortress, the big gates there. So we've come through the first layer of wall defense, and now we're heading up to the top. The altitude, we're about, I don't know, 1700 meters above sea level, so the air is quite thin. So up at the top here, where we just come up, there's a mosque minaret there, and look at that view. That's crazy. Drop straight down. You can see the old wall. This would have been where the old city was. And literally, if I stand here and do a 360-degree turn, you get views all the way around. Amazing.
Generally, when you get up to the flag, you get the best 360-degree view, as Chris said. But going beyond the flag, look what I've just seen. You can see the old wall. Oh, and a big drop. I shouldn't have stepped up there. There's a big fortress wall that's been repaired and modified, and I can see someone down in the distance.
Is that Andy?
I can see Andy.
That is a crazy drop down there looking over. Fantastic views here, seeing the wall go all the way down there. Look at that. It's absolutely mind-blowing to think that this was built between the 9th and 7th BC. That is seriously, seriously old, to think that people have been here for that long. If you come to the east of Turkey, do not miss the view from this castle. On a sunny day, it is absolutely spectacular. Wow, that's all I've got to say. Wow. Is this not the most idyllic spot we've ever parked on? Here on Lake Van, over in the east of Turkey, beautiful sunny morning, mountains behind, the sun's just come up. Nobody else down here, apart from a few cows and a shepherd. It's just absolutely stunning. I'm blown away by the beauty of this area. Little Trudy, what a place to sleep, hey?
I love this place.
It's the most idyllic spot. I think it's possibly the best, most beautiful spot we've slept in. And it's even got internet signal. What is the chance in that? Anyway, today we are heading about 6 hours south to Mardin, right down on the Syrian border. And we've got a nice long drive ahead of us this morning.
But we're in Van, and there's one thing you have to do in the region of Van. First thing in the morning is to have a breakfast. Yay!
It's true. So we're going to go to the town of Tatvan, right on the other side of the lake, and see if we can find a traditional Van breakfast. Right, let's hit the road. So just as we were leaving the beach area, we saw this wonderful bird playing in the sand with a really long curved beak. It looked like a woodpecker from a distance, but then looks more like a sort of lapwingy beach bird with the long curved everybody's waving from the house. Not that I know a lot about birds, but I would imagine this area is fantastic for bird watching. The drive along the south coast of Lake Van is about an hour and a half. It just shows you how big the lake really is. We were just saying how lovely and agricultural and green it was, parked up through the villages down by Lake Van here. After all the experiences with cows on the road in Georgia, it's nice to see a herd of cows walking down the road here in Turkey.
I was just saying to Chris, if you go back to look at our videos when we were in Kalkan and Kaş and along that turquoise coast, it's exactly the same. It's absolutely stunning. I love this area.
It is, the road going down with the blue water, it looks like the sea. We're just coming up to another army stop, cameras away. The soldiers and the gendarmes that were at the stop were so lovely, they were so curious about the van. We gave them a couple of Tread the Globe cards, so I'm sure they've subscribed.
We'd like to thank the Turkish Army for subscribing to Tread the Globe.
Thank you very much. So we've nearly arrived at Tatvan. There's another army stop on the road. It seems like they have them just before and after every sort of major town and city. Just coming into Tatvan. Okay, so we're nearly there. We just got to find somewhere to park, and everywhere's double parked.
It was quiet a minute ago.
So there's a right-hand turn coming up. Okay, so we found a little spot to park up down a side street.
Breakfast.
We're just going to walk back up to the high street. There's a little restaurant on the corner there. So we just asked somebody, and they said there's a place down here, so we'll just walk around the block and see what we find.
It was funny because I said I wanted breakfast and they were like, we've got soup, and I was like, no, I want the video, the van breakfast.
Okay, so we haven't really found anywhere, so we're going to go back and just have a look. I did find another place online. Merhaba. Nasılsınız? We're just walking past and we saw this lovely little bread shop. And you can't beat the fresh bread like this.
Thank you very much.
It's super.
Nice to meet you.
Teşekkürler. So just by popping into the bread shop, we met a gentleman. Who has a place that does the van breakfast. So we're going to go and see what it's all about. Merhaba. Nasılsın? So I love following people randomly to see where we end up.
Oh, kahvaltı.
Ah, there you go.
Van tat, kahvaltı ve menemen salonu.
So that's where we've ended up, opposite a hotel, Crater Hotel here in Tatvan. And you can't get more local than this. Okay, the breakfast has arrived and we've got a good selection of little bits to try here. We have lovely fresh bread.
Literally unable to stop eating this bread. The bread that's been cooked in the tandoor is literally my favourite bread ever.
It really, really is. We got some eggs. What is this one? Yep, so that's cheese. Delicious.
Oh yeah.
And then this one is like a yogurt. Ooh. It's a bit sharp. Then this one is another cheese with herbs in it. That's
tastes
good.
like Boursin.
Boursin. That is delicious.
That is so far.
This
my
one,
favourite crumbly.
I think, is probably sweet. Oh yeah, that's delicious sweet nut. Tastes like Nutella. That's lovely. This one looks like another, oh, it's soft, creamy. I have no idea what that is. It tastes like soggy bread. Taste it. What is that?
I don't think you have it on its own. Can I put some honey with it?
Yeah. Milky bread. It tastes like bread, cold bread pudding.
Yeah, it does taste exactly like
And we got some lovely honey.
Oh, look how thick this honey is. This is proper honey. This is none of your runny diluted.
Yeah, that's
Look
beautiful.
how thick that is.
This one actually looks like offal, but it's not. It's like the cream.
Is that like the top from?
Yeah, it tastes like milk pudding.
I think that's the top skin of like a yogurt or
I think
a
that's,
milk.
yeah, I think
It
so.
tastes really lovely, comforting, milky. That's lovely.
We got some cucumber and tomatoes. This one is olives.
It tastes like salsa, but really herby with olives and corn.
That's lovely.
It's really good to give it some texture.
And then we've got olives, and these are our favourite ones, the grilled ones with lemon.
Marianne doesn't like sharing that olive.
That's why I got in there quick.
When you come to Turkey, these olives here with the grilled lines on them, try them. They're delicious.
And then we've got a lovely minimum. Oh, look at that. Eggs, tomatoes. That's beautiful.
Is it as good as yours?
Mine's obviously better, but that's great.
I love that.
Thank you very much.
Memnun
If you come to Tatvan, this is a beautiful place to have breakfast. Thanks very much. The guy's waving in the window there.
There was an enormous amount of food, but it was delicious, and we've been here for about 2.5 hours.
Talking and drinking too much tea.
Lots of tea.
Now we have to head back to Trudy because we have about a 5-hour drive to Mardin. It's a busy day. Just passing another camper van. Haven't seen one for a while. It's Dutch. Give them a horn. We're just going through another little village town on the way here. It's so nice driving around. We just get so many horns and waves from the different cars. They see the van, they see the number plate, they see Marianne driving with the steering wheel on the wrong side, and it always gets a laugh, a wave, and often a little horn. So as we're driving along, you can see lots of stands by the side of the road selling white sacks, and we just saw a little area where they're mining rock salt, so they're all selling salt by the side of the road, big sacks of salt. There, look, they're drying it off down there. Driving on the way to Mardin, we've come down in altitude, and you can feel that the temperature's gone up a lot more. It's in the low 30s now, and it's definitely a lot warmer than it was this morning. Cow in the road, calf wanting to cross the road. It's not what we expected. We've just come across this town here. The houses just don't look like the normal type of house we've seen.
They're like mansions on the edge of a cliff overlooking a river.
Just gone through another army checkpoint. I think we must have gone through 15, 20 of them at least.
Today, yeah.
Today, there's a lot. No problems, most of them wave you through, but there's a lot. There's geese in the middle of the road. Another random thing. So we're just coming into the city of Batman.
Woohoo!
What a cool name. Did you know that there is a city actually called Batman? Nothing to do with the Hollywood movie Batman or the cartoon character.
Maybe he lived here.
Maybe he was born here, but there is indeed a city called Batman. We just stopped by the side of the road to take a photo. And the coach in front, on the back, it says best fan.
I don't think so.
I think Trudy says that's debatable. It's a bigger city than I thought, Batman, and it all seems pretty modern and upmarket.
We're driving along to Mardin and I've just pulled over on the side of the motorway because I have just seen cotton growing. This whole field here is cotton. Although I couldn't get to the field where the cotton was because I had to jump over, there is cotton all the way down the side of this bank. There is cotton, and I think that is what is in the sacks that we're seeing on these big trucks. It's cotton.
So we're just arriving near Mardin. I think it's just at the back, just over that hill there. Not far to go now. Oh, there's the sign for Mardin. So we're just entering the outskirts now. Good old Mardin traffic. We've only got about 2 kilometers to go, but it's absolutely rammed. So the road is going up over this hill. I think this is the old part of the town, which is where we're heading. Wow, look at that. We're just coming in. That is Mardin. Looks absolutely fantastic.
I had no idea what to expect, but it wasn't that.
That looks beautiful. We've made it to Mardin. What a spot, look. We parked here. This is actually a conference centre that we found on Park for Night. There's very little parking in the old town of Mardin. Mardin, look, you can see it all up there. I'm excited to discover this tomorrow. But this is a perfect spot for tonight. We've got nice views to wake up to in the distance there, look. That is the view. And I think we're going to call it a day there. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, make sure you click that subscribe button. We will see you on the next episode as we explore the city of Mardin. Bye for now.